Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome back to Anime King, and I'm back with part 2 of What If Naruto Was an Immortal Cursed Spirit, guys. Remember to get this one too. 100 like as usual. Share this to all of your friends in your social media platform. And also, guys, if you're new, yes, I indeed have 4 more channels which I post What If on every single day for you guys to enjoy. Anime King 2, Anime King 3, Anime Symbol, Anime Prince. All the links will be down in the description, so go ahead, obliterate that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. And also, guys, if you want your What If to be done by me, simply go ahead and comment on the latest posts and I'll jot it down for future use, guys. So without further ado or wasting more time, let us begin now, guys. So the last part we left off, we started from the past. The past with Kushina Uzumaki, as she was being peer pressured into performing a ritual. It was a tale about a long time ago that most believe was just a hoax. She was trying to summon something but it didn't work out. Well, she did not know that it did. A few years later in the sealing chamber, when the nine-tailed fox was given to her after she was placed in Konoha custody, something inside of her stirred, and the nine-tails felt it, and the nine-tails was terrified. Yes, Kushina had dreams after that. Strange dreams that she couldn't make out, strange dreams that did not make any sense. Years later, she learned that she was having a boy, but the nine-tails felt it. Something was wrong with this child. He remembered a long time ago when his father told him about a powerful force that was, defeated, and all the tail pieces carry a fragment of it. But his father did not give him full details, believing that it would never return. Years later, when he was being sealed, Kurama tried to kill the child, believing that it was an abomination, but he failed. Around 8 years later, we get to see Naruto, a young boy in the academy. Unusual. He healed fast. He was strong fast. His emotions were not something that drive him. Logics did, yes. He was a very special individual, and he did not know why. He was also a bit ruthless, as he bested some bullies in a rather brutal way, despite knowing that he was physically able than them. Not to mention dreams he was having, unusual dreams that didn't make much sense. In the academy years, he made a few friends. Shikamaru and Shino. Those people, they understood the kind of person that he was, to an extent. We also got to see the nine tails inside of him, witnessing his development, knowing that he was wrong, he was unusual. On the night where Mizuki decided to steal a forbidden scroll, things did not work out in Mizuki's favor as Naruto arrived there. A battle between them turned bloody as Naruto used white flames for the first time, something that he recently learned about himself. Flames that could scorch like they were destroying parts of Mizuki. Hiruzen had questions, but Naruto did not have answers to give him. None at all. We then get to see Naruto entering his mindscape for the first time and truly learning what he was, as he was able to pull a fragment from the nine tails. That fragment brought memories back. A long time ago, his name was Naruto Oda. He was a very normal individual. Well, in his time he was royalty. His mother and father were leaders until they were betrayed by one of their own, who slaughtered them and thought they had killed him, but when they pushed him off the cliff, he survived. He was found by a group of renegade individuals. They were similar age to him. He fought with them, he bled with them, until it was only two, himself and another, a girl that he fell for. Revenge became the last thing on his mind as he grew. He had a family with her. Until the Sage of Six Paths and his mother, they started to battle, along with Homura, a great battle that shook the land, a great battle that caused destruction, calamity, chaos, a battle that proved to be more detrimental than anyone could even think. Yes, a battle that scorched the earth. The piece of the Ten-Tailed spawn, it came to this area as it saw the humans that were not on the mountain. It slaughtered his beloved. Well, that is what he thought as she fell off the cliff. It seemed to be a reckoning for how he was found. He lost it as he bit off a piece of its flesh, but he was still killed by it until he was reborn. The unusual chakra changing him in ways. He died and came back on pure hatred alone. And that is how the first cursed spirit came to the elemental nation, a phenomenon that should not make sense. Years later, the sage and his brother heard rumors as they started to see calamities, monsters that he created. They hunted him down and a battle took place. Naruto was learning. As he lost his identity, he lost the man he was. He was learning and remaking himself and creating things and purposes. Even during the battle, his lack of knowledge proved to be his greatest weakness. The sage, even shocked to find out that there was someone this powerful after fighting his mother, he created a seal that split Naruto up, sealing him into fragments, while his real body was trapped into the husk of the Ten-Tails. Monks and worshippers of the sage were given parts of, immortal beings that Naruto had created to lock them away for the rest of eternity, to pass them through history. The sage did not want this calamity to mark the earth ever again, as he gave each of the Nine Tails piece of this power, locking it deep within them. He sure trusts that humanity would never learn of this calamity, would never learn of this danger, and it was for the best for them all. Naruto remember all of that, remember his past. The Nine Tails instantly become fearful of him, realizing that the monster has been reawakened, but not as he expected. So yeah guys, basically let's build a topic as can switch across the playstick of itself. So yeah, let's begin this now guys. The Hokage office was quiet, as Kakashi Hatake seemed rather troubled. The mere fact that he could demonstrate such emotion with just one eye was an impressive feat on its own. Yes, I passed them. Team 7 consists of Sakura, Sasuke, and Naruto. The bell test was today. It was very educational in an unexpected way. How so? Hiruzen said. They worked together. It was odd, considering the Uchiha's pride and arrogance, unwilling to acknowledge anyone that isn't equal to himself. He operated with the two of them. They had a discussion beyond my sight. I do not know what Naruto said to them, I do not know what he did, but he was a driving force behind it, and I can only surmise that it was inspired by fear. Fear, explained Hiruzen said. The plan was sound. Sakura and Sasuke were supposed to distract me, while he attempted to steal the bells. However, when he approached Hokage-sama, I felt something I haven't felt since the war. What did you feel? Terror. The word hung in the air as Kakashi continued. Not danger, not killer intent, actual terror, the kind that make your body lock up, freeze. I was moving on pure instinct. I couldn't even control my own movements. Something my body has learned over the years. To stop death. Death. Naruto was causing this, Hiruzen said. Yes, I struck him. Full force on pure instinct alone. He crashed into a tree and cracked it. My body had moved before I even thought. Hiruzen looked concerned. He shrugged it off. I'm sure that I hit him hard. And yet he shrugged my punch off. I knew it had to have hurt, but his body was so resistant, it was unusual. His durability is greater than I could have ever expected. The punch should have at least broken some ribs, but he shrugged it off. Hiruzen nodded, not seeming that surprised. He's been watching Naruto for years now. Naruto was an anomaly. His chakra control was unusually perfect despite the fact that he had the 9 tails. He was brutal. Yes, the incident with those children, the way he brutalized them, the way he responded to threats, and recently with the Mizuki incident. What is your recommendation? He said to Kakashi. I'm not sure, but the feeling I have, I'm concerned. Not just for people around him, but for him as well. There is just something unusual about him I can't put my finger on. Kakashi, I've had my suspicions. You've had? Yes. And this is not just for the beast that resides inside of him. Naruto is special. His physical aptitude tests show performance for an adult. Much younger than what you see now when we are testing back then. It's like his body was developed, specially crafted to be, well, brutal. The way his bones, the way his joints came together. The doctors have never seen anything like it. Naruto has been watched since the moment we learned of this. But there isn't anything unusual about him, and that's the surprising part. He was able to muster flames against Mizuki, white flames, and in none of the reports had any of the Envoy members seen this, which leads me to believe that we've been tricked. You've been suspicious all along. Yes, but this situation is very delicate, considering what he carried, and his lineage as well. I haven't even told Jiraiya anything of this, but I am also concerned. The stigma of being a Jinchuriki never affected him. It never seemed to bother him. I've had others, mental experts watching from a distance. They believe that he has a disconnection with emotions at first, but after further investigation they saw that he did have genuine emotions, which was a part that stumped them all. To this day, we're still unable to truly understand the true purpose and drive that he possessed. During your introduction, I know the questions you tend to ask. What is it that he desired? That's the thing. He said he doesn't know. Kakashi said. That's another part I'm worried about. Know that you're his teacher. I wanted for you to see it for yourself. I wanted to know if I was simply too concerned because of his connection to everything. But if you see it as well, we need to make sure we truly understand what we're dealing with here, or if we're simply exaggerating. 2 weeks later, Team 7 performed several D-rank missions. Catching cats, weeding gardens, painting fences, standard D ranks. But Naruto seemed bored. Kakashi understood that anyone would be bored by this, wanting more excitement. Thus, he decided to accept a mission. Hiruzen was on it as well. It wasn't usual that a team would be sent on a C rank this early. Tazuna, the bridge builder. It was their job to protect him. Tazuna, on the other hand, was rude. Is this the team that's supposed to be protecting me? A bunch of kids? Trust me, Kakashi said. These kids are trained ninjas of Konoha. And I am here as well. You're in good hands. Sakura smiled, taking the praise. Sasuke looked bored, but Naruto on the other hand. Is there something you're not telling us, Tazuna-san? He said. Tazuna was immediately petrified. I don't know what you're talking about, he said. Naruto smiled and said nothing more, confusing the others around him by the question. The journey began as they headed towards the land of Wave. They made their way as Naruto was walking. Since recovering his memories, his consciousness has been busy. Even back then, after the years of, after his reborn state, he had remembered everything, his love. But the part of him that cared for her so deeply, it wasn't the same anymore. And he was trying to learn what to do after that. He remembered his battle with the sage and his brother rather well. He remembered losing, the lack of knowledge, the lack of experience. Those sealing arts, they were intriguing. He should be upset that he was destroyed on a fundamental level. They could not kill him, so they split him into pieces. Yet he wasn't upset. The passage of time feel like it meant nothing to him. Maybe it was a new body. Maybe it was that he wasn't human anymore. Yet his body still shows signs of being human. Yes. Not to mention the chakra. He could feel it slowly changing. The energy that he produced back then after his rebirth was different. And he could feel it corrupting and changing, adapting as he thought about the other cursed spirits that he created. He could feel them. They were out there somewhere. However, they were specially sealed or locked away because he could not properly locate them. He presumed it was a distance. It was hard to pinpoint where they were. It felt like they were all over the place, which they weren't. Even to this day, the seal that the sage had used seemed to have held itself rather well. Naruto was rather intrigued and impressed. He was also happy though, to be reborn in this world. Things were different here. There was so much to learn, so much to understand, so much to do. The demon brothers, they arrived like plague. If it was anyone else, it would have been a death sentence as Kakashi was torn apart. The team would have been defeated. Sakura bit back the scream. Sasuke eyes widened. Tazuna stumbled in fear. Naruto tilted his head though. Kakashi on the other hand was watching them all, having substituted himself with a log. This was a test. Sasuke moved in. Kunai and Shuriken already thrown. Sakura gained courage as she jumped in front of the client. The brothers had to split apart as a chain was hitched by the kunai and shuriken. Gozu swinged his fist towards Naruto, believing that it would be easy to just knock him out of the way. Unfortunately for him though, he underestimated the child as Naruto grabbed his wrist. The impact should have broken the bones in Naruto's hand. Gozu was a chunin, his strength enhanced by chakra. Yet Naruto caught it. What? Gozu said behind his mask. You're strong, said Naruto. For a human. Gozu processed these strange statements from the child as Naruto started to squeeze. The sound of bones creaking started to alarm Gozu. His brother Miyazu stepped back away from Sasuke. Gozu detached a blade from the goblet. There was no hesitation as he drove it within Naruto's stomach. Kakashi, who was watching, expected Naruto to dodge, expected Naruto to move out of the way. What he didn't expect though was for the blade to stab deep within Naruto's stomach. It burst through his back, blood staining it. Sakura eyes widen in fear. Tazuna trembled, realizing that he was gonna die like all of them. Even Sasuke paused for a moment. However, even as blood rushed down Naruto's mouth, he smiled, showing no physical pain to what he just received. It hurt, but not enough for him to scream. Despite the fact that there was a blade through his back. It's strange, this feeling, Naruto said. He looked rather sensational about it, examining the pain that he was currently feeling despite the blade still being there. Kakashi had returned. Immediately, Miyaizu was taken out. A quick chop and it was over. The situation though was delicate. Depending on how the missing lane would move, he could cause more, everlasting damage to Naruto. Yet Naruto was smiling, which unnerved the copy ninja and Gozu as well. Stay back, he shouted though, seeing Kakashi alive. Or I'll gut him like a fish, he said, showing that he could cause more lasting damage by pulling his arm up. However, the scream that followed did not come from any of them, as Gozu screamed in agonizing pain. When he looked down, there was a stump. Where his hand was supposed to be, Naruto had severed right at his wrist. Naruto chakra seemed to be visible, what they thought was chakra. With one clean swing of his hand, he cut through bone and flesh like it was nothing. However, he seemed disappointed. It wasn't as clean as it should be. Kakashi and the others watched, Gozu stepping back, terrified and in agony. Naruto pulled the blade out. Wait, Kakashi said, trying to stop Naruto from causing himself more damage. But Naruto pulled it out easily and tossed it to the ground. He stepped forward. Gozu was petrified. He wanted to run. He wanted to get away. He wanted to. Naruto shoved his hand forward. He hit him in the chest and pierced in him. His hand did not go through his back, but it did break flesh. Gozu collapsed down to his knees as Naruto pulled him down, cancelling out the height difference, shattering both of his kneecaps as he did. Why do you seem so afraid? Was this not the same that you were doing to me earlier? You should have expected pain if you like to give it out so much. Stop, Kakashi said, intervening. Realizing that the wound on Naruto's back seemed to have closed completely. However, it was too late though as Naruto swinged his hand once more. Sakura puked as she watched as Naruto severed the man's head clean off, slicing through all the bone and everything like it was nothing. Kakashi was startled. The physical manifestation of chakra wasn't an easy feat to pull off, yet his chakra seemed so. Why does it look that way? Imagining chakra, the color would come to mind. It was blue, warm, inviting, but the color was tainted. The problem was Kakashi has never seen that color before. That was the greatest problem. He thought all colors had been discovered, but Kakashi did not know what to name that because he doesn't know what that color was. As the severed head and the body collapsed, Sasuke stood there, surprised. Naruto turned, seeing Sakura had thrown up. As he looked at them all, what's the problem? Kakashi stepped up. I told you to stop. I apologize, Naruto said. I didn't hear you, sensei. The apology sounds sincere, despite the brutality that he just caused. Kakashi, though, spoke up. We need to return back to the village, he said. You've been poisoned. That blade, it's coated in a very special poison. And if something is not, Naruto lifted his shirt up. I'm fine. There was no wound, no scar. No mark of poison. Kakashi reached out and touched Naruto's stomach. There was nothing there. See, I'm fine. That was a problem. Not even a Jinchuriki should heal like that, especially with the poison coursing through him. And that fast. The blade had burst through his back. And yet there was nothing. Kakashi was startled. What the hell are you, Naruto Uzumaki, he said. The others were thinking the same thing. They decided to continue the mission. Tazuna finally releasing the truth, apologizing. But they went on though. Maybe Kakashi himself was curious, having seen things today that he never thought was possible. Seeing a child behave like this, especially him out of everyone knowing who the parents of this child is, was. So they continue on. Sakura kept on looking at Naruto. She was afraid. She never spoke to him that much even in the academy. Sasuke had seen a lot worse. The massacre of his own clan had desensitized him to most brutality. But he realized that his team member was wicked after all. He remembered when they were taking the bell test. Naruto's words were heavy. He didn't know why he agreed, but there was just something about his words. It wasn't inviting, it was heavy, demanding, crushing as it was. Yes, that was the right word. But it did give them the pass though, because they did work together. Tazuna walked in silence, occasionally, gazing towards a blonde boy who just decapitated a man. He never thought something like that was even possible. Yet Naruto showed no concern, no empathy, and that was a problem. Yes, a very grave problem. It wasn't even the brutality that concerned him. It was the lack of reaction. Once again they were interrupted, as they were almost all decapitated by a figure that arrived, tall, imposing and dangerous. Zabuza Momochi. A technique that was designed to paralyze his opponents with fear. Sasuke even wanted to end his own life. The other two were not fearing so well as Tazuna was being crushed. Sakura felt like she was about to throw up once again, like her insides want to be on the outside. However, what the hell? Even Zabuza was surprised. The missing nin gazed towards a blonde boy who was unaffected by the killer intent. Zabuza had just mocked them all, calling these days shinobis pathetic, weak, insignificant, nothing like the former past. So he had to give Naruto his props. Looks like you have some strong children with you, Kakashi, he said. But it doesn't matter. You're all going to die here. A vicious battle burst out between them. Sasuke was shocked. Was this the power of Jonins? He thought to himself. He watched as they move across, skating across the water, throwing jutsus at one another. Unfortunately though, Kakashi got captured. Two water clones materialized. Run away. They can't go too far from the original. Get out of here. You can't fight him. Go. No. Naruto said, cutting Kakashi off. We're not running away. What kind of people would that make us? Wasn't you the one that gave us that speech after we passed your little test? Yes, it did make him sound like a hypocrite, but Kakashi was just trying to save them. Naruto started to step forward. You arrogant little shit, one of the water clones said, as he proceeded to swing his blade. However, Naruto raised both hands and both clones were erased by flames. Hot, destructive white flames. What the hell? Zabuza said, as he's never seen anything like this before. You know, these might not be able to kill you outright, Naruto said, looking at Zabuza. However, they will hurt, as he remembered that they weren't able to kill Mizuki. They were weaker than they should be. His power was still limited. Naruto brought his hand together and started to generate more flames. Zabuza stood there. As the flames started to get larger into a miniature ball, larger and larger, fear started to swallow Zabuza. "You fool," he said. "If you release that here on us, you will also kill your sensei. Cook him alive, boil him inside of this water prison that he's in. I will escape, but the delay will claim his life." "Is that so?" Naruto said. "You're just a brat. You wouldn't dare sacrifice your sensei. You're just a genin." "Well, I'm not any ordinary genin," Naruto said. "And I'm sure that my sensei would prefer to die by his student hand than be killed like someone like you, especially while being in prison." He was bluffing. He has to be, Zabuza thought. But Naruto smiled. Zabuza jumped away. Due to his proximity, there was no way he could block that. Slowly though, it started to dissipate. The problem was there was no hand sign, no proper formation. He simply just created a massive bubble of flames. Zabuza knew that with one hand just available, he could not cut through that. Kakashi was freed. Kakashi did not know if Naruto was bluffing or not. Once again a battle took place, but this time though, Kakashi came out on top until, thank you for weakening him. The hunter Nin thanked them for what they did. Taking the body, after hitting him with senbons, he would dispose of it properly. With that he was gone. Kakashi on the other hand, he was exhausted. A few days later, at Tazuna's home they were training. Kakashi was still recovering, telling them that the battle was not over. They were going to have to get a lot stronger. For the tree walking exercise, it came naturally to Naruto. Kakashi saw his eyes though, the way he examined the technique, the way he learned from just watching. There wasn't 3 tries, 4 tries, there was only one, and it was accomplished. It made Sasuke angry. Extremely so, yes, he was jealous. With that, Naruto ventured off into the woods by himself. Kakashi told him not to stray far. Where he met someone. She questioned him. Well, it looked like a girl. What he was doing here. He told her that he was just walking through. As they exchanged names. Her name was Haku. Yes, she was looking for some herbs to heal Zabuza. Naruto questioned. Haku froze. How did you? I can tell who you are, said Naruto. You think a mask would fool me. I can also tell that you're special. Your body is cold. Intriguing, said Naruto. Haku tried to move, but Haku was confused. How did he best his speed? It made no sense. Naruto grabbed his neck. He might look like a girl, but he was indeed a boy. Haku tried to break Naruto's hold, slashing at Naruto's arm with senbons, stuck in senbons in his shoulder. The problem was, that was supposed to release his grip, but it did not. He tried to strike Naruto in the stomach. He went low. But Naruto did not let go even as Haku drew blood. Impossible, he thought. He struck Naruto in the chest with all of his might. Naruto was indeed feeling pain. But the mere fact that he did not let go. Am I going to die? I'm going to die. My life, it meant nothing. He realized that he failed his master. He was just a tool. A pointless tool. He started to breathe heavy as Naruto dropped him to the ground. Having released him, Haku was confused as he took a moment for him to gather his breath. Why? Why spear me? Naruto squatted down. Because you're interesting, he said. I can feel your power, it's cold. Unusual. It feels like ice. Can you show me a demonstration? Haku was in disbelief. You can tell about my bloodline from feeling my chakra. That's not supposed to be possible. I'm special. And before you ask, I am your enemy. My mission is to protect the client which you seek to kill. But I don't care about that. Demonstrate your bloodline. You want me to demonstrate my power? Why would I do that? You just try to kill me. Because it fascinates me how much things have changed since I was away. I never truly got to see the full awakening of chakra in this way. I didn't even know the name back then, because it wasn't a thing back then. The people were just naive and weak. But now people like you exist, and it's truly amazing. It's all just so intriguing. Haku was confused, having no idea what he was talking about. Along with reclaiming who I am, I want to learn everything. So, show me a demonstration. If you don't, I'll kill you. He said it so casually, not skipping a beat. Fine, Haku said, doubting that in his position he could get away easily. It was a mere demonstration as he allowed. All of the grass around him, you could see them frosting over, immediately changing. It was quick and easy. Incredible, said Naruto. The perfect blend between water and wind. It's truly amazing. You understand that from just watching it, Haku said, finding himself at a loss. I understand the principles, said Naruto. The execution, though, I want to learn it. It is useless, Haku said. Useless? How? Without the Yuki bloodline, you will never reproduce ice release. Is that so? Well, I told you I'm special, said Naruto. You're operating on the base of chakra, but I am not. Haku was confused. Thank you for your demonstration. You should go now, said Naruto. You're letting me go? Yes. In this position, you're no threat to me. I can easily kill you, said Naruto. Besides, I want to see what you can truly do when we fight again. With that, Naruto walked away, not even looking back. Haku told Zabuza everything, who told him to prepare himself. The next time they go to war, he would have to intervene. Days later, Kakashi had no idea what Naruto did last night. Whatever he did, though, he returned late, unwilling to share anything. Someone had to stay behind, as Team 7 left, and Naruto seemed to be rather enjoying sitting at the dock, the young child in here watching him, after Naruto's lack of concern about his own, safety when he spoke about Gateau killing them all. And now, his peaceful meditation was interrupted by two thugs. Tsunami was fleeing from them. They were smiling. They were the threats here. They were the danger. Naruto got to his feet. Step aside, you brat. Unless you want to meet your maker. Ah. You two believe you possess the capability of killing me, said Naruto. Now isn't that arrogant? You do not even know me. Enough talking, one of them said. He put his blade to Naruto's throat. You asked for this, as he pulled back. However, the blade fell to the ground. Iniru was confused. He saw the blood dripping from Naruto's fingers though to the ground. Your first mistake, pulling your arm back instead of thrusting. Perhaps you would have killed me if you thrust. Then again, I might be over-exaggerating, Naruto said. The thug screamed as his arm had been removed. Naruto really enjoyed the precedent to slice through human flesh. The amount of power that he could muster, it wasn't just the power, it was the chakra inside of it. Well, that is what it looked like, but it wasn't that at all. It was the flames, empowered by his own unnatural energy. The flames, they destroyed on contact, And with the amount of force that he swung his hand with, it was enough to sever any connection with the human flesh. Well, depending on who he was going up against though. He doubted it would be that easy on someone much stronger. He was still incredibly weaker than what he was back then. It was rather simple, but also brutal as well. The two thugs did not have a chance. It was over before they knew it. The lack of concern for the family, just for his own well-being as Naruto made his way off towards the bridge. Arriving there, Sasuke was encapsulated within a mirror dome or something like that. On his last leg, Sharingan activated. Naruto walked inside. Interesting technique, he said. You truly utilized your technique rather well, blending it with these mirrors, Naruto said, watching Haku race across them. You know him, Sasuke said, taking deep breaths. Yes, we've met, said Naruto. The reflection gave you a boost in speed. I believe at this moment you're outclassing the both of us. When it comes to your speed, said Naruto, you still have an opportunity. You spared my life, so I will give you yours. Leave this place and allow us to finish the job, and you will not die. Haku said, it seems you misunderstand. You might be faster, but that doesn't mean that you're stronger, said Naruto. Besides, I want you to see this. Something wrong took place. The temperature did not gradually drop, it plummeted. Wrong and twisted. The air itself began to freeze. Oxygen started to crystallize, become invisible particles. Even Haku mirrors started to freeze. That logic made absolutely no sense. What are you doing? Haku said. I am robbing the space of oxygen, said Naruto. It is rather fascinating to learn just what you can do with extreme cold. Naruto said. How? Haku said. You're not like you, Naruto finished. I told you, I'm special, he said. It took me some time though, to learn just how to get it right. To change it on a fundamental level. To not just freeze, but to also destroy. Your mirrors cannot maintain their structure in a space that is actively destroying the medium that formed their creation, said Naruto. Haku had no choice but to break out of his own mirror, almost suffocating inside. The very air itself licked at his skin like it was peeling it off. Sasuke was visibly shaking as he started to feel it as well. You're insane, Haku said, as he was being frozen. No, just curious, said Naruto. I wanted to see how far I could push my limits. Naruto glanced over his shoulder and realized that Sasuke was on his knees, his breath visible. Slowly, the temperature started to level back out. It wouldn't be favorable for him to kill his own teammate with his own technique. Sasuke gasped as he pulled air back into his lungs. Haku took several breaths. You're defeated. Your technique has failed. Your master is most likely going to lose. Your mission is over. I won't give up that easily. I am a tool. It is my requirement to... Haku looked down. Naruto's hand was in his chest. I apologize, Naruto said. This is not like before. You no longer serve a purpose to me. I was able to learn what I needed to. I don't need your speech. Besides, you can't leave yourself that wide open and expect me not to do anything. Even Sasuke was shocked by the brutality. As Naruto turned towards him, you seem surprised. He was going to kill you a moment ago for his master. What's wrong with you? Sasuke said. Sasuke was genuinely curious. The lack of reaction was concerning even for himself. Nothing is wrong with me, said Naruto. I'm perfect. Why are you upset? Before Sasuke could respond though, all of the ice mirrors started to crash down. showing Haku and symbolizing his death. As Naruto was in front of Sasuke, who had looked away for a moment. "Your eyes," Naruto said. "They've evolved." Sasuke was confused. He had felt the rush of energy, but he had not even noticed them. As he gazed towards one of the shards, he saw it, the Sharingan. "Good on you," said Naruto, sounding genuinely pleased. With that, Naruto walked away. The battle between the two men were heating up until the sound of the mirror shattering caught Zabuza's attention. "What is this?" "Haku, what happened to you?" "I killed him." Naruto's voice sprang out. They turned as Naruto stood there. Footsteps could be heard behind Naruto though, as Haku emerged. But this was not Haku. The body was sharp, perfect. Naruto had formed it from ice. He had experimented in the past creating cursed spirits, but this was different. This was special. It sped forward as Zabuza swung, his blade carving into it. Unfortunately though, it wasn't a construct that simply could be destroyed that easily. The energy within its chest. The wound healed over, and healed over the blade, swallowing it. Zabuza. He was restrained for a moment. Kakashi capitalized. The hit was brutal. It knocked him back. Another to the chin. His feet swept away, and a backhand into the railing. He spat up blood, soaking his bandages. He lay there bloody. As Naruto stood back, stepping towards Zabuza's blade, examining it, placing his grip on it. "Intriguing," he said, as he watched it with a fascination in his eyes. However, their little, battle was interrupted by Gateau. Yes, and he wasn't alone. So many of them. "Zabuza." Pathetic. "You fail me." "It doesn't matter though. I'll wipe you all out in one go." "Gateau, you backstabbing." Yeah. Always with the dramatics. "But you're a ninja. A disposable tool. And you fail. And you know what they say about tools." "Interesting," Naruto said. "It is convenient for all of you to be in one place." Zabuza tried to rise, but there was another one. You make a mockery out of Haku," he said. His lifelike was an inspiration for them, yes. A copy of his features. Isn't it rather fitting? He was an ice wielder, Naruto said. They dragged Zabuza. They froze his arms slightly, numbing them to the touch. "Is this supposed to be an offering?" Gateau said, "so that I don't kill you all?" "Of course not," said Naruto. "I just wanted you all to be in one place." The next moment, the two Haku structures exploded. It was a massacre. Massive ice-sharpened spikes shoot all over the bridge. The wrongness of the color piercing through many of them. For someone like Zabuza who was close, he was almost skewered completely. His body became what seemed to be a pin cushion. Gateau got a massive spike through his stomach. As for the survivors, who just witnessed the brutality, they looked terrified. "Who else would like to die today?" said Naruto. "If you would like to suffer their fate, step forward." None of them did though. "Fine then, I'll kill you all." After what they just witnessed, being threatened by a child scared the crap out of them as they ran away, terrified for their safety. Extremely so. Naruto stood over Gateau. "Stop!" Kakashi called out to him. Gateau will face justice for what he did to everyone. Kakashi wanted to stop Naruto, wanting to show that he was in charge. Because Naruto was operating like he had no structures, like he had no proper control. The way he was moving. Kakashi was sure that he heard him when he killed the demon brother. He was still there later after all, and he wanted to show that. Naruto stood back and looked at him. He was looking down at Gateau, but he had pulled back slightly. It's strange. With someone with such control, what you've done to these people, being as pathetic as you are, it's really unusual, said Naruto, looking down towards him as Gateau was suffering. Naruto turned towards Kakashi. The look in his eyes, it looked like mockery as he looked at Kakashi. Gateau started to scream though until he could not anymore. The ice spike in his stomach. It started to spread from contact with Naruto, crystallized in his insides. He was being frozen from the inside out, his face turning blue, until silenced completely. Kakashi stepped forward. What did you do? I left him alive. He seemed to have succumbed to his wounds, Naruto said. You seem upset. The rest of the group arrived. Tsunami was happy, but also concerned. Sakura was pale. The bridge was disgusting. The corpse, the body parts, it was terrifying in every sense of the word. It made her realize how truly dangerous it was to be a ninja. Sasuke looked at Naruto, even for someone like him who saw the world as bleak as it was. Naruto was a different monster entirely. Far different monster, yes he was. Time skip. The people of the Land of Wave lined a new bridge, cheering as Team 7 depart. They even named it after him, the hero that saved them all. They were seen in a positive light, despite the brutality, despite the wickedness, despite everything that took place. Team 7 made their way. They were going back home as heroes. The walk back was silent. There was a lot of tension there, okay? It was visible, as Kakashi was constantly watching Naruto. Sakura seemed rather afraid. The lack of empathy from Naruto's side, it concerns her. Even if they were enemy, is this how shinobis were supposed to be? She found it disturbing. Suddenly though, Naruto came to a stop. Kakashi paused. Naruto, he said, reaching for his pouch, believing that Naruto felt something. What is it? Something is close. Something that belongs to me, said Naruto. They were taking another route because Tsunami wasn't here. They could take the trees. What are you talking about? Naruto was already on the move though. Naruto, stop! That's an order! Kakashi tried to stop him, but Naruto was already on the move. Kakashi went after him, the rest of Team 7 following. The path they were heading towards were directly in line for the fire temple. As Kakashi blood ran cold recognizing where they were, the sacred sanctuary of the Land of Fire, where the monks resides. For a long time now, finally he stopped Naruto by appearing in front of him. Naruto, he said, you cannot enter this place. This is holy grounds. Even ninjas require special permission. However, Naruto was not looking at him. Naruto was looking past him, looking at the walls, gazing towards them almost like he was looking through them. Meanwhile though, inside the temple, a few minutes earlier, Chiriku was in his special prayer moment. He was the head monk of the fire temple, a former member of the 12 guardian ninjas. He dedicated his life afterward as he was here. He was praying to a statue. However, behind that statue lies something very ancient, locked away. It was a cursed object. The record had spanned before the time of ninja. It was passed down from his master, who passed it down from his master, from his. And he would pass it down to the next to take his spot. It was supposed to be guarded, to never be open, to always be locked away. It wasn't the only one, but all of the followers, all that has taken on this mission, despite losing the true question about what it is, or what the desire to lock it away was. They've kept it safe, they kept it hidden, they've kept it protected. However, he opened his eyes. Chiriku felt it. Something was wrong. One of his fellow members, acolytes, saw as he stepped out. This was unusual. Master Chiriku, he said, is something wrong? Stay here, he said. Lock the inner sanctuary. No one is to enter until I return. But Master, it's now. He had to raise his tone. This was unusual. In his long years of serving, this feeling that he felt. Why, it feels so wrong. He had spent his time after serving as one of the guards, rededicating himself, learning the ways of the arts of being a monk. He was truly in touch. It was beyond just nature, so he could feel it, the wrongness. This wasn't a tailed beast, this was something corrupted, this was something vile, something repulsive. He made his way as he came across visitors. This was not uncommon. Many ninjas have come here seeking asylum, seeking wisdom. But as his gaze swept across them, Chiriku watched them all. The pink-haired girl, the dark-haired boy, the silver-haired jonin, and then his eyes focused in on that one. Blonde hair, blue eyes. The boy that was no older than probably 13. Yet his eyes carry such weight. And his presence, it was unnerving. Back outside, as Chiriku exit, Naruto studied the monk, watching him very carefully. He could feel it, essence of his own on this monk. This man had something that belongs to him. This man had something that was his, something that was protected, something that was guarded. One of mine, Naruto thought. He created 10 of them in total. They were special. They were also connected to him. They could never truly be destroyed. They were not his power, but they were forged from his power. And human beings. A lot of them. The monk and his eyes met. The both of them seemed to recognize that each other was just not right. Chiriku could tell almost immediately. This boy knew what they have. How? Was he connected to it? The feeling did not feel that far off, but it was also different in many ways. He stepped forward. There was nothing that explained this child in front of him. His very existence was wrong. You sense it, do you not? I do, said Naruto. It belongs to me. Formed a long time ago. A very long time ago. That is impossible, he said, looking at this child. While he was tainted, he was still that, just a child. The artifact, it was old. It was sealed more than 800 years ago. The records that were created had been lost to time. We believe that it far, far exceed that. It doesn't belong to you. It is mine, said Naruto. Kakashi was confused, having absolutely no idea what was going on. If that is the case, then you are the one that was spoke about. A great evil The reason why the artifact is guarded and kept safe. The catastrophe. The problem that will return to retrieve it. Is that what they call me? Said Naruto. What is going on? Said Kakashi. Kakashi Hatake. Chiriku knew of him. You are a very promising young man. Someone with honor, respect. I can tell you where you stand. That thing right there. It's an abomination. A scourge. A monster. Soon to be a plague on this land. What are you talking about? I don't understand. He's my student. His name is No, he's not. He might fool you into believing that he is, but he's not. He's something far wrong. Far corrupted. Something ancient. You truly do not know what you carry around with you. Sakura started to step away slowly from Naruto. It is in your best interest for all of you to step away immediately. Naruto looked at the man and started to step forward. The other monks grouping up behind their master. You've heard legends, you've heard tales, but you know nothing of who I really am, Naruto said, or anything that is truly going on. I suggest you hand over what is mine. And what if I were to refuse? Well, it's rather simple. I'll kill every last one of you. Naruto, Kakashi said. Do you have any idea who you're threatening? Yes. Someone that has something that is mine, said Naruto. And it seems I'm not going to have it returned peacefully. Well, there are many alternatives. But guys, we end up so right here. If you want to see next part, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification as they posted. But more for now, see you guys soon. Peace, guys.